everybody to this first InFLAMES Corporate Corner. Corporate Corner is a trademark that exists already, but this is something very special because this is InFLAMES Corporate Corner. And what is InFLAMES? InFLAMES is one of these Finnish flagships, and this is a very special flagship because this is financed by this kind of extra budgeting that took place in summer 2020, because our government wanted that based on COVID, our economy is going down and we need to do something to get it up again. So we want discoveries from the universities to really benefit our industry, and thus to make Finland a kind of successful country after COVID goes away. So that's how InFLAMES got the money that it uses as well as we ever can to really fulfill our challenges. Now, this is kind of first of these meetings, but you can see here that we will continue this series in the springtime, and the subjects vary. So you will hear much more detailed descriptions, who we are, what we can offer to you, and what type of research we really do here. So why immunology? InFLAMES is based on high-level research in immunology. If you think about immunology, it is involved in almost any disease you can imagine. So all the diseases have some immune response at some state of the disease. Then if you look the Finnish drug industry, you can say immediately that it's not really doing very well if we compare Finnish drug industry, for example, to Denmark. Denmark is the same size as we are, but its drug industry is 10 times bigger than ours. So we need to do something. And if you think about now these new trends in medicine, many of these best-selling drugs are somehow modulating our immune responses. And that's why immunology is very central. And it also provides a really huge set of potential targets. And of course, one important thing here is that we think that we are really good in immunology. But to make things to go from the basic laboratory work to the clinics, it takes a lot of different steps, a lot of money and a lot of time. And you can see here the cascade that is familiar for all of you, I think. So when we get through these points to the clinical trials and the patient treatment, then we can also get material back to the labs where we can then analyze or maybe find new biomarkers which we can then use to really find the patients who are benefiting from these new drugs. And when you see this cascade, you immediately understand that this requires a lot of talent, a lot of expertise, and a lot of persistence. So at the moment, InFLAMES in a nutshell and in numbers are, as you can see here. So we are 47 group leaders, over 300 researchers, 12 visiting professors, and all these other numbers you can see here. We come back to these a little bit later. So all these people who are involved are somehow bringing their expertise to this InFLAMES flagship. And you can see in the middle here all those expertise we have inside InFLAMES. And then we have this huge ecosystem that is, of course, very much needed to get things done. And if you can see here, of course, we need a lot of funding also from other sources. And we hope that with this InFLAMES stamp, we can even increase funding also from these other founders. Then, of course, we have Big Pharma. These are all companies who have given us a supporting letter when we had our application to this flagship. Then we have our spin-off companies. All these have come from the Turku University. Then we have these public partners, which are very important, and especially our university hospital is extremely important. Then here on the right, on the left upper corner, we see the infrastructure. Infrastructure is really the key in InFLAMES. And if you think about what we have here in Turku, some of these organizations which are very important are shown in this slide. You can see here Clinical Research Center, the Western Finland Cancer Center, Auria Biobank, and then, of course, the newest comer is here, the Center for Population Health Research. We also have these types of infrastructures which are even closer for InFLAMES. They are somehow also inside InFLAMES, and you can see here all these different open infrastructures, and you will hear from these much more detailed in the future. And then if you want to go now and look, you can also find them in the internet pretty much in more detail than I now tell you. So when we were interviewed for this application for the flagship status, we were asked that now you are telling that you are so great, so why do you need this flagship? So then I said that these, what we have now, are beautiful pieces, but we need to build up the flagship. And that's why we need this money. And you can see here that the added value we think having is in science, in economy, and in well-being. They are all listed here. So in science, we really want to be the center, the immunological center in Finland. And then if you think about economy, and you have all heard that this kind of pharmaceutical, so that this National Drug Development Center is in plans. We don't know where it will be, but we are certain that we are a very good partner for this National Drug Developmental Center whenever it then shows up somewhere. And then, of course, if we are successful, we have novel drugs, we have novel diagnostics, we have found new biomarkers and all these good things which then can benefit patients. Then I go back to this science part. I don't know why it doesn't show very well this pointer, but anyway, so we have already created Turku Immunology Center. And I have been asked, and maybe some of InFLAMES people also, that how this is now different from InFLAMES. And we have tried to now visualized it with this picture. So there is InFLAMES, but there is much bigger immunology society around. They include some of immunologists in Turku University. It includes a lot of clinicians in the hospital taking care of the patients who are suffering from immunology-based diseases. So this TYKS University Hospital is really an important partner in this immunology center. Even we are now local, we have this vision that we will be a national center in few years. We start now as a kind of the administration is inside InFLAMES, but of course when we get really to the full speed, these things of course get bigger and administration may then change. So of course we have really, I would say, ambitious goals as scientists. So we want to learn more about leukocyte migration and differentiations because they are the key elements in almost any disease. We also create multi-omics databases and a biobank especially for immunology research. Both of these are already ongoing. And then immunoprofiling is really, this type of hype word at the moment. And certainly we have all the tools to really do unique immunoprofiling utilizing our patient materials and experimental models. And then new diagnostics and therapeutics are definitely needed. There are still a lot of diseases and a lot of unmet needs in clinics. So we hope that we can really do something that changes the world to better. Then we have these impact objectives. Impact was a word that the Finnish Academy was after. And then, of course, to make impact measurable, we needed to give some numbers. And you can see here quite big numbers about new treatments and new this and that. And then when we were constructing these numbers, I got a little bit worried. I was thinking that maybe these numbers are about we are getting troubles with these numbers because maybe we can't fulfill this. But then I asked Anne Marjamäki, who is our innovation specialist, what are the numbers in Turku University in the history? And I was so gladly surprised because they are pretty high. Every year we have about 2 or 3 spin-off companies in Turku University, a lot of patenting, a lot of licensing. So these numbers are of course a little bit higher than normally, but that's how they should be because we have this InFLAMES. But these are not unrealistic if we work hard and use our collaborators and are innovative. So how is InFLAMES built up? So a lot of our work is based on platforms, really modern platforms. They meet modern methods, modern technology, which you can see here in the upper part of this slide. Then we have pilots, and pilots are listed below, and these pilots are highly dependent on those platforms because all these pilots use those platforms to get things done. And then you can see some of the faces. They are somewhat, I think, a little bit artificially put some of these people to these categories because many of us are working in several different kind of section. But you can see here the phases and there are specialties, and you will already today hear some of these presentations which we have chosen for today, and more you can see or hear in the springtime. And more phases in this pilot area. And then impact. The word impact, it doesn't come just by waiting. And that's why we have really I would say, very experienced crew to form and help to make the impact. And they are shown here. And then I have to also say, from my personal point of view, is that this was really a big surprise to me, because I have, of course, been working tens of years in research and at universities. And this was the first time in my life when I'm surrounded with people with this type of commitment to do these types of things that I have never experienced before. Then we also have wanted and succeeded to get visiting professors worldwide, really opinion leaders, respected scientists who come or who have promised to come here at least for 1 week every single year and be giving lectures, mentoring, being around, distributing the wisdom. And here you can see all their faces whom we have been able to attract here. They represent different disciplines, different experience, but together I think this is a really great way to get information and also distribute our knowledge via them to different parts of the world. So more of these professors, still more. And then also our scientific and impact advisory board. They are really big names from our fields, with also some industry expertise or experience, and they are here. So what are we offering to our business cooperation? I have to say that academic people speak a different language than the industry people, and the cultures are very, very different. So this type of discussions, kind of transfer of knowledge, getting the best and optimal success from the university discoveries to the industry really requires a lot of interactions, and we hope that we can really boost these types of interactions. So we provide this industry PhD program. So Ulla-Mari Pesonen has started it, and now we are really trying to attract more people to this program. So all industrial partners, if you are interested in getting PhD degree to some of your workers, so please contact and we can organize it. Then we have also the possibility to provide these joint positions. The percentages can be kind of tailor-made depending on the person. So 50-50, 20-80, 40-60, whatever. But those joint possibilities are present, and we already have one of the persons in this one. I highly recommend. And then, of course, we organized all kinds of networking possibilities like this one. We can also organize kind of more special ones, whatever you wish. So we are pretty open. And then, you can see also here that we also provide kind of, I would say, teaching or information in the form that you are welcome to attend all these seminars and lectures which are open. And then I have to now advertise that in the springtime we have this basic immunology series, 10 lectures. So even those who are not very familiar with immunology could start with it. And then later we have this advanced immunology course. So please, you are welcome. And then we also have possibilities with our innovation system to help to organize joint application. We have also hired 2 research managers who help to get these type of applications and also gaining other partners if needed. Like in EU, you need more than just Finnish ones, but all those types of things are available. So basically, this is a summary what I have said. All these different forms of activities are available. And then we already have, even we haven't been functional, not more than this year, 21, we have all these companies which have been in or are still involved in these different aspects with us. So there are now much more than you saw in my first slide where you saw the companies. So I think that this is very promising and encouraging, but we would like to get more of them. So if you want to follow us, we are, I think, pushing you already now sometimes to send a newsletter. But if you want to get even more involved, we have this weekly newsletter where we have more detailed information. If you want that, please let us know. So something concrete. So I said that we have been just functional a year. We have, we said in this one slide where I said that what are the numeric things what we are aiming at. We said that we want to get 55 new people. We have been able to recruit now 42 people this year. They are listed here. There are still 2 professors in process, and some of these which have been listed here on the left low corner. But I also say that we have now 2 of these professors of practice, Timo Veroma and Juha Laine, but we still have room for extra ones or additional ones if you have good candidates or if you are interested in that type of job. So this was all what I wanted to say. So thank you for the listening.